Some French guy walks into my first show in Bushwick, says, "Oh, it's curly hair. I love your pictures. I bought a building in Bushwick and I was researching and I found your pictures. I want to see it in person." The next year I'm with this writer, young woman who grew up in Bushwick, and we walk into a local bar that opened up called Bizarre. And I walk in and this guy says, "This is my place." It's the same man who had seen my work the year earlier. John says, "I want to meet with you. Come in." And he says, "I want to publish your work." And here I am. I am a printer's daughter. I know how much work it takes to publish a book. I said, "You mean a catalog? I'd done a catalog." And he says, "No, a book. A hardcover book." So I knew my Bushwick pictures. I was just looking through negatives and saying, that goes with that, that goes with that. I knew it would work. We pulled off a book in 4 months, got it out, and did it independently, promoted it, everything else, and it made news around the world. Because of this book and these books, and saying, you know what, I'm shy, but there must be something going on that it's getting written up around the world, and major critics are writing about them. And so I started thinking of my dream galleries in New York City. When Disco Era Bushwick came out, I dropped off a copy with a letter that's like to keep you informed about my work to my dream galleries. Some wrote me notes saying, that we were really quite have our roster, but thank you very much. Most people said nothing. The next year, I went back when this book came out, and this came out 1 year later, which is unbelievable. And I dropped them off to any place that was positive or didn't reject me, and a few others. And I get an email around a month later from someone named Stephen Kasher, who was of Stephen Kasher Gallery. And he said, "I got your book. Your work reminds me of Diane Arbus married to Rodney Dangerfield, the comedian." And I'm thinking, he got it. He's right. It really is about the humor and the quirkiness, and something that he got it. I mentioned that I do have vintage prints, and I went and showed my vintage prints, and miraculously, 5 months later, I had a solo show at Stephen Kasher Gallery, which is a very, one of the most respected photography galleries in the world, in my opinion. To me, it's amazing that the work stands for itself. That because of this book, which got out there and again made waves, I got an email around a little over a month ago, and the Museum of Modern Art asked permission to use this image of the jive guy on the subway in a show they're having in October about design. And so I'll get in my work in MoMA. The doors have opened in New York City, and those are the doors I've walked through.